Concert Strings. This tutorial's aimed at helping violin twos for our Hungarian dance. What I'm going to do is I'll play it through at a slightly slower speed for you, then we'll stop and talk through section by section. I'll go over things like tuning and things to watch out for rhythmically, and then we'll put it to the backing track. Okay, let's start. While I play this through at a slower speed now, it's up to you if you'd like to just follow your part along or join in. Okay, right then, here we go, slower speed, 1, 2, 2, 2. Low one. Section by section, beginning up to B in a box. It's basically repeated material, and if you look over on your second page, F in a box up to G is exactly the same as what you're about to play at this beginning. In terms of counting, remember this piece is largely in 2/4, so in your head you can either think 1, 2, 1, 2 throughout. So you're going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Or you can subdivide into quavers and think in 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That might help you in terms of 4 bars before A in a box. So if we look there, this is bar 13, sorry. Can you see you've got a rest? So you've got rest, play, rest, play, rest, play, rest, play. If you're counting in 4 there, that's a lot easier to get in time. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then obviously there as well, it's got P, so we're starting nice and soft and I want you to grow. So by the time we get to A, we're electric. So if we're starting at 13, nice and quietly, low ones remember. So 1, 2, 3, 4, breast, 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 breast. Okay, so I think that's the only tricky thing in terms of timing for you guys there. In terms of tuning, just watch, generally all your 1s and 2s should be very low back. The exception is if you look at bar 3, can you see you've got a sharp added in there? So if you've got a sharp in front of a 2, that means you've got permission to put it on the dot. However, if you haven't got that sharp there, you're going to need to squish those 2s down. And same with your 1s. So you've got a low 1 unless you've got a natural sign there. Okay. Right, B. So beginning up to B in a box, that's basically our verse 1 of this piece. B in a box, that's our chorus. You've got the same rhythm as the first, but you've just got harmony, so it's different notes there. But if you have a little listen, 1, 2, 1, 2. And that note before the rest, I want that at the heel. So I'm going from B, have a listen. This 2 now, heel, right at the heel. So, heel. Because if you lift at that heel, I'm really going to hear that little quaver rest and we want to hear that silence, okay? When we've done that, after the rest, that note needs to come with an attack, because can you see it's got an accent on there? Okay, we're going to go from B one more time, and again, B in a box is repeated at G on the second page, so it's the same principle with your bowing. So let's just go from B in a box up to C. Here we go. So heel, that's it. Right, now this next bit, can you see it changes to 4/4 here? So we're changing time signature. Now the beat stays the same. So what we had there, we were in 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We're simply just changing 1, 2, 3, 4, but the pulse stays the same, it's just we're now in 4 instead of 2. So if I go from 2 bars before that 4/4, so this is bar 42, 41, bar 40. So I've just had my rest, I've lifted in the air. 1, 2, 3, 4, low 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, then we're back to 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So listen to that rhythm there. Da, 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 da. Fantastic. Right, C is exactly the same as B. We'll have that, absolutely no problem. Right, D. D is important. D, 1, it gets faster, and 2, we have a key change. So at the start, can you notice our key signature is 2 flats? That's why all our 1s and 2s were generally low back. Here at D, we've now got 1 sharp, which now means that any D2s you have are going to be on the dot, okay? So good thing about section D, all our notes are easy peasy. Please, if you need to write anything in, just go for it. It's not an issue, whatever gets you playing this, do what you've got to do. So D is just generally a lot faster. Have a listen. Okay, so all your accents, nice big bow, but keep everything else nice and short but heavy, so it sounds really aggressive but full. Right, E in a box, can you see you've got the crescendos. Now, it was quite difficult to write this when I was putting it in, but I want that on each note. So normally if you think of the end of a phrase, it dies away. So if we did da 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 da, and it dies away to nothing at the end. That's normally how we finish a phrase, but I want the reverse of that this time. So imagine, and I know this is a bit gross, but imagine you were about to heave and you've got that pushing of stuff coming up. That's the sound I want on these notes. So da, da, I want to push. So if we go from E in a box, each note, start gently with your bow, but let it carry on so you get a heavier sound at the end. So have a listen. Your bow's going to start at your fingerboard and come towards you. Two on the dots. So here we're always switching from da, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, back to 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, back to 2, 2, 1, 2, back to 4, is the same as the beginning. So in E, don't let that put you off. You're literally just switching between being in 4 time and 2 time, okay? The more you practice it, playing along with me in the backing track in a moment, the more you're going to know what you're listening out for, okay? Right, G is exactly the same as B, that's our chorus again. H is exactly the same as G as well, so that's great. Just be careful when we're switching back to 4 time. Now our last 3 notes, I want them nice and full, so I know they're only quavers, but keep moving your bow. So, really nice and full there, okay? Right, other than that, please, please, please make sure that you're following the bow in, because if you're all doing the same thing, it looks glorious. And if we are doing a video performance of this, if everyone's doing the same thing, that's what I want. Right, backing track time. If you're not ready to play up to speed yet, no worries, just rewind and play with me the slower version until you feel comfortable to build your speed up. Right then, for those of you that are ready, just remind yourself that on this there's going to be 2 bars of rest essentially, so you'll hear 4 clicks, you'll hear click, 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 that's the same as 1, 2, 2, 2, and then we're in, so it's just going to be like this, so you'll hear 1, 2, 2, just like that, and then we're in. Right, are you ready? Here we go. Ready, and... it's covered a couple of corners that you might have been stressing about. Remember, the only way that you're going to become familiar with this is just from repetition, so practice it over and over and over until everything's secure and you can basically keep up with me. Okay guys, happy practicing. See ya!